first challenge in today's digital media is to store huge amounts of data and play them back flawlessly every time. The second challenge is to do that with technology real businesses can afford, so advanced applications can flourish in the real world. Seachange has the answer to both those challenges. It's called MediaCluster. In digital media, what used to be on videotape is now a data object, a file stored on a media server. It's a very flexible way of delivering media, but if your server fails, you're off the air. One way to avoid that is mirroring, keeping a duplicate copy of all your media. If you have 3 servers filled with programming, you need 3 more for backup, twice the amount of storage you're actually using. And as your business grows, that gets expensive fast. The Seachange MediaCluster takes a different approach. So different, it's patented. MediaCluster combines several media servers so they act like one server. Every server node is directly connected to every other node, so there's no single point of failure. Each node has its own multi-channel I/O hardware and a redundant array of inexpensive disks. When we store a file to a media cluster, a movie let's say, we're not just writing it to all disks in the node as in RAID 5. We also stripe the file evenly across every disk in every node of the cluster. That's what we call RAID squared. The load is balanced, so there are no hotspots. And because of the cluster configuration, every output has equal access to all the media, so we only need to store 1 copy of any file. Now, along with media data, we also store parity data, which is abstracted from the media by a logical XOR function. In a way, it's like a mathematical shadow of the data itself. Even though parity data is relatively small in size, you can use it to reproduce missing parts of the media. And that's the key to MediaCluster's rock-solid reliability. Let's use a very short movie as a simplified example. Here's a media cluster with 4 nodes. We write the first 3 data blocks of our movie sequentially to nodes 1, 2, and 3. Then, on node 0, we store the combined parity data from data blocks 1, 2, and 3. We write the next 3 data blocks to node 0, 2, and 3, and parity to node 1. We continue this cycle until the whole movie and its parity are striped evenly across all 4 nodes. Note that the parity data is always stored in a different place than the corresponding media. When we play back our movie, the server nodes deliver their data blocks along dedicated connections to the node that's being accessed. And the movie plays back seamlessly in real time. So far, so good. Just now, an engineer decides to install a new channel output card on node 2. So she powers it down. Now what happens? The movie keeps playing. Part of the media has disappeared, but the parity is stored elsewhere. So using the XOR function, the missing data is reconstructed in real time. And the viewer never knows the difference. If a disk fails, a connection fails, or even if a whole server node fails, the media cluster keeps on delivering. That means total fault resilience. MediaCluster is a naturally scalable solution. By adding nodes to a cluster, you get more capacity and more output streams. Each node delivers multiple streams of video at bit rates suitable for broadcast, broadband, or internet streaming. But instead of doubling storage for reliability, we only ever need 1 increment more. And that means economy. In fact, everything about MediaCluster is designed for the ideal cost-performance profile. For example, fiber channel storage would make MediaCluster more expensive, but it doesn't provide a significant performance advantage for streaming video. So instead, we designed special MediaCluster network protocols to make more efficient use of fast Ethernet. And instead of depending on low-volume, custom-built devices, MediaCluster is built using best-of-class commodity hardware available in the real world. So our technology is more stable, more affordable, and it can evolve as fast as the computer industry advances. The Seachange mission is to provide rock-solid, cost-competitive technology for today's media industry. And MediaCluster makes that possible.